Yes, here we are. Once again, welcome everybody. If you're watching this live, that of course means it's noon Eastern time on a Wednesday, and that of course is always time for the High Noon Hemp Show, your favorite hemp infotainment show on the web. Make sure you spread the word and tell everybody and share, etc. And if you're watching later, thank you for doing that as well. You can find us on Facebook, the Temptations Beach Facebook page, also the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, and if you were on X, or if you still call it Twitter, either way, make sure you're following at Temptations on there as well. I'm Stoner Jesus. I do various things on the interwebs that you can check out if you want to. He is Beach. He loves hemp, and he is high above the Temptations and the Flower Factory in Northside Beach. Our things this week in the world of Temptations.
They are good. It's been a crazy week. We've been the reason we didn't do the show last week is because we started moving stuff around, rearranging again here at the shop, and so that's been crazy. And then of course tonight is my debut premiere of my comedy show at Go Bananas here locally. So I've been super stressed about that. Not really stressed, but
Yeah.
I'm just a tad nervous. But I think I'll be all right. We'll see. It's only 5 minutes. If you're in the high state area, the $5 tickets are going slow, so you'll be fine if you want to come out tonight. I think the doors open at 6:30. The show starts at 7:30. And there's 10 to 12 comedians, and it's a pro-am thing. So there's going to be actual real comedians.
Okay.
I am not a real comedian yet because I have not done stand-up yet. But I'm the am. I am the am in the am part of pro-am. That is for sure. So anyway, it should be fun. We'll be talking hemp, and I'm gonna be more on the stoner lines of some jokes. But don't come thinking there's gonna be a lot of stoner jokes, because there's not.
There you go.
We'll see. So anyway, yeah, it's been going to spend the rest of the day preparing for that the best that I can, and we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. And if it goes semi well, then I'm gonna start doing like open mic. I know the Comet does comedy shows, I think once a week, and I can get into that. And so we'll see. Well, I'm just gonna maybe work my way around Cincinnati, honing my stand-up ability. But then again, I might decide tonight that I don't want to. I'm going to just continue to do the High Noon Hemp Show, which is my sit-down comedy.
Right.
Not stand-up comedy, sit-down comedy. I'm going to start a whole new genre of comedians, sit-down comedians. I mean, technically, I guess it's with all those late night shows and all that stuff, but those are all sit down comedians. Anyway, just so everybody doesn't forget, the FDA has not evaluated this show for safety or efficacy. All right, let's go ahead and do our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the hemp fields of America and to the soil in which it is planted. One seed under the sun, with responsibility, sustainability, and thrivability for all. All right. Well, we have 128 days to remove Section 781 from the final appropriations package. That is November 13th. And again, we're still, it's like every week the headlines are, this state doesn't know what to do when the federal ban happens. And then the next headline is, federal ban on hemp is, not going to happen. So, we're still going back and forth. I even saw a headline like, can T-Rump stop it? And I don't know, because again, this was the ban itself was part of an appropriations bill, and I doubt that you can go back and change anything post approval of an appropriations bill. They should have vetoed it out. Of course, they didn't know that, so they sneaked this shit in, and then we find out about it, and then here we are. But so we'll see. But I think that there's going to be, and again, are we going to get an appropriations bill even signed by November? Because I cannot see. I think we would see a shutdown again before we would see anything done or approved by the Democrats until the midterms. So, that could lead up to the fact that we don't have some appropriations bill or anything turning the ban around, and then all of a sudden the ban is here. And that's worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario is they somehow, just come up with some bill, that would just do it on its own. But I know that I think the real push right now is just to include something in the next spending bill. Mm-hmm. And so, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. It really will. So basically, SB 56 is officially null and void. So now I know everybody's out there. The headlines are these 10 companies have the right to sell this stuff again, and they make it sound like it's only these 10 companies, and it may have only been right up until Monday, when a federal judge declared that, but basically he didn't declare, he rejected Ohio was trying to stop the ban by suing the judge, or I don't know how that works, that declared that this ban was invalid. And so they went into federal courts. And the federal court said no. And guess why they said no? My exact words since day one on SB 56. And you can go back to the very first show that I did after SB 56 was signed, possibly before. And these are my exact words, and they were the exact words of the judge. The state of Ohio does not have the authority to reclassify hemp as marijuana. No one has that authority but the federal government. And I said that from day one. Day one. I said we go at them like this, and we go at them like this. And the other one was the consumerism part. And, we're 1, 2, 3, basically 4 months into SB 56 before a judge said, Beach, you're right. This is anti-consumerism. And now the final icing on the cake to back up what these judges, and the 2 different judges already said in the state that this was not legal. The federal court says, I am correct. The state of Ohio does not have the authority to reclassify hemp as marijuana. So we are ipso de facto back to pre-SB 56 days when it comes to this stuff. And so, we'll see what the state tries next, if anything. And I tell you what, they would be complete morons to try to do something before the midterms. Because we're voting for a governor in Ohio this year. And anything that the Republicans do to try to hurt, and again, the funny thing about it is, and it's very likely, and I think it would be quite ironic, DeWine doesn't care. He's the kind of the old crotchety dude that is more likely to be like, I can't, he's been spending the last 8 years of his governorness here in the state of Ohio fighting against all cannabis. It wasn't for the medical. He wasn't for the legalization. He's not for hemp. He's not. He is anti-cannabis on every part of it. And he's so old and crotchety that once again it gets proven. Will this be the final straw, hemp straw in the, because I can easily see them after losing this lawsuit. The state of Ohio lost this lawsuit. I want to be very clear, okay, which means it's all hemp stuff. It's not these 10 companies. It's not just a county anymore. It's everybody. And so, that is what it is. Boy, I got this all messed up. All right, well, let's go ahead and do the product spotlight. Four from the store, one from my door. Hi. All right, the first one here is some stoner syrup. That's right. The syrup is back. And if you like grape, it's grape, because I like grape, and grape is good. So get yourself some stoner syrup. And then how about a little bit of I actually had a customer call this week about the CBD Daily. And I thought that was pretty interesting, because I've been carrying this product for quite a while. And I think these are just little roll-ons. And what I really think these would be good for is around the eyes. And again, with CBD's known anti-inflammatory properties, I think that would definitely help with those wrinkles and things that people don't want. Truth be told, I've been doing a little CBD scrub on my face, and I will say it's my face is super smooth anyway. I don't know if I look younger or not, but relative to what should I say?
Right.
So there's that CBD Daily. These are the legalized Potbelly Pigs oney holders. And so you got a oney in one side, and then the other side holds your lighter. And you don't have to take a lot of them. You don't have to take the lighter out to light the oney. And so it's pretty cool little containers, but all made out of hemp. And some of them are like the fancy ones have a poker attached, and some other things. And then just the bare basics are just basically a lighter on one side and a oney on the other. And then the last is some Wachita CBG capsules. And so CBG, cannabigerol, is it's just like CBD. It doesn't give you any effects, and it kind of has the same benefits. It's kind of called more the daytime cannabinoid to accompany CBD, just like CBN is kind of the nighttime cannabinoid to accompany CBD to boost its benefits, to get more benefits. And so, I think CBG is something that people will tend to want to use more during the day. All right. And then the last one from my door is my briefcase. This is my hemp composite briefcase. I'm thinking about, I don't know if I'm going to make it a prop on the show or just like like walk out on stage with it. I don't know if I'm going to use this in the show tonight, but I'm putting some pretty serious thought to using this as a prop in the show. So good chance that'll be on stage with me tonight at Go Bananas in
Nice.
the area. Meow 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 meow. All right, and now
That, of course, brings us to the greatest segment in internet history. I've yet in almost 8 years now been proven wrong about that, and I don't think I will be. So, first of all, no one's attempted it, but even if they did, what are they going to do? How are they going to prove that it's better than what we have coming up? The beachwear segment, of course. And as you know, for a while now, we've liked to talk about the Guinness World Records, and we talk about this because, of course, the Guinness World Records, if you didn't know, has a stated policy against any kind of cannabis or hemp records, which in a way is good because they leave it up to us to chronicle this every week. All the beach records, all the records that he has set and currently holds when it comes to hemp and cannabis, they've left it to us to chronicle all this, and that's fine. They're busy. They're busy with a lot of important things. A lot of important records are being broken worldwide, including this one, the largest gathering of people wearing bald caps was a pit bull concert.
I think I saw this actually. I did see this out there in the world. Um, what's crazy about that is they can figure out just how to get like enough bald people there.
I don't know why specifically the bald cap. Unfortunately, there's not a not like a link to go to a story. I'm hoping it was for charity. I'm hoping at least 22,141 people wearing bald caps was for charity. Although Pitbull put on a bald cap, I guess that does count, even though he's already bald. I guess he was counted. Just like I said, all I can say is I hope it was for charity, because otherwise, it's quite possibly, and they've done a lot of dumb stuff at the Guinness World Records. That's quite possibly one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm not exaggerating. I
wonder if there is a Guinness Book of World Records for the dumbest thing ever seen in the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's be a good business model.
That's right.
The dumbest Guinness World Records. In any case, it's up to us. Like I said, the Guinness World Records, they're so busy. I don't know how many people they sent in a crew to the Pitbull concert. I mean, I guess it's a good excuse to go to a Pitbull concert, but they probably had a crew of like 12 with cameras and monitors and all kinds of stuff and judges to make sure the counters, how they count the bald caps over 22,000. I'm sure they had dozens of counters for that. They're very busy. So we will take care of the hemp records and the hemp record setter and holder, Beach, who holds many hemp records, including clothing-related hemp records. And we chronicle Beach's clothing and his massive amounts of hemp clothing every single week here on the Beachwear segment. When I ask Beach one simple question, what are you wearing, Beach?
It's true. If you're curious, what are you wearing, Beach, for your comedy debut? Here
Right.
it is. The hat is made by Headcase. That's the Do Hemp hat. The shirt is an Ono printed at Planet Everywhere. I have my pants are Kentucky Hemp Outfitters Carpenter's jeans, being held up by a Hempy's belt. And in my pocket there, of course, is my Green Springs Technology pen. Got a pair of Hemptopia briefs. Those are Satori socks. And on the sneakers are Saucony. And of course, those Sauconys are a part of the Saucony vegan line. So if you're wondering, if you go to the show tonight, you'll be like, I've seen this outfit twice. Someday, if I become like a famous hemp comedian, this is going to be like my outfit in the Comedy Hall of Fame. Like, this is what he wore. What he wore the first show ever. So,
Collector's item.
I think I think that people would find great humor in that. I mean, I do think this is possibly the funniest T-shirt that I have.
It is pretty good.
We'll smoke weed for weed is.
Yes.
And I want to say I did not steal it from anyone. You know, I just thought of the idea when I saw somebody holding a sign that said, "We'll do this for this." Anyway, so there you have it. If you're curious, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know. Saturday is what we call Christmas in July. If you so care to. I know it's for some reason because Christmas just does not get enough attention.
Right.
For the 3 freaking months that we give it so much dang attention, that somebody thought, well, let's just go ahead and make July 25th Christmas in July. It's like exactly 6 months from now. I don't celebrate Christmas, and I don't really celebrate Christmas in July. But I have made some Christmas commercials, and I should say holiday commercials. They are not Christmas commercials. Mm-hmm. They are holiday commercials. I give respect to all the holidays. And if you watch the show, I've done that in that season. So Anyway, that being said, I decided to go ahead and I've got the two South Park holidays commercials here, and then we'll be back with the news. Dudes, this is going to be a great hemp giving holidays.
Last year could have been better.
Don't worry. This year brings the largest selection of hemp, including CBD supplements and topicals, the newest vaporizers, and the new Hemptations in Dayton, and of course, much, much more.
Sweet!
And Hemptations for 20 years plus has been the procrastination destination for all your holidays goods. Hemptations.com. Having holidays Hemptations?
It's that time of year for shopping day and night. Temptation for the holidays will make your pipes burn bright. Make a shopping dash, come raid Temptation stash. You're sure to find great hemp gifts while saving lots of cash. So have some cheer, get in here, everyone get along. The holidays happen once a year, it's 420 all year long.
Are you having Hemptations?
For 20 years.
Having Hemptations for 20 years.
There you go. Beach had to leave for a second. I think he lost the audio. He is back. It's very weird. If we can hear you.
That was weird. As soon as the video started, it went silent. And I was like, well, I know what's going on.
I don't get some of the audio issues we've had on StreamYard the last few months that we never had before.
Yeah, weird. It's weird that the video again, I'm not even going to try to understand it, but there it is, and I'm back, and we're good.
We are.
So I hope you enjoyed those. It's kind of fun knowing that I have a South Park version of me out there. The only thing better would be a Simpsons or Bob's Burgers or Futurama, maybe. Because those are all shows I really love. But
maybe we can do that. Let's work on that.
Let's And I don't want to use AI because that's fucking, I've used AI twice on social media, and both times I instantly regretted it because I was just like the dregs of society for even using AI for fun. And so,
how dare you?
Right? It's just I'm just trying to do it for fun. I'm not trying to steal somebody's job or be an artist or a musician or any of these things. I'm just anyway. It's the war against AI is real.
Right. It's not gonna turn out well either.
No, it's not, honestly. As soon as AI realizes, as soon as AI is actually paying attention to all these people, it's over for all, most of them.
Right.
I mean, you're fighting against technology that has the ways and means to probably destroy your life.
trying to piss it off. AI,
Yeah.
we love you,
Yeah, go
AI.
ahead.
You're the
Listen, we
best.
love it. I love AI. Please, AI, do not come for me or my show or anything else. And in fact, I will have to. I guess I should post it or put it up on the show. But I will have to say that when I Googled High Noon Hemp Show, the AI response made me sound like I was the real deal. Like, you know, it was like you know, the High Noon Hemp Show is hosted by Beach. It says over 300 and something episodes on YouTube, and it's not about it. It's like
Right?
it's a really good. It was a really good description. So anyway, all right, done with that.
Yes.
Texas has a new ban on top of their flower ban, which I'm really surprised is held up. But they're now banning D8, D10, D6. Like D6, I don't even know. Like I have not even been offered any D6 products, and so I'm. It's like okay, THCP, which is a very popular one because, uh, for your knowledge, the THCP is like it's almost on the trippy side if you really ingest enough of it. I mean, I think it's definitely one of the stronger ones. I don't know that I can't say that I haven't decided yet whether I really like it or not. But I know that it's pretty popular because it is. Um, I don't want to say the P stands for psychedelic, but honestly, it is. It's pretty trippy. Um, and then of course the THCA too, which like okay, whatever. So we'll see. Texas is it's so weird, and then they did put some age restrictions on some other stuff. I feel like, and I don't know, man. It's just they're just really confusing things down there. So we'll see what happens. Um, Missouri banned intoxicating hemp for November. Like, okay, so you're banning something that the federal government is going to ban before the federal government, but it's actually going to happen at the same time. Anyway, it makes zero sense, but they're already getting sued, and so we'll see. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Only because once again, we cannot sue the federal government. There's no way to sue the federal government over their rule changes, I should say, over their definition of hemp, because that's what they're doing. They are themselves redefining what hemp is, um, and what derived from hemp isn't hemp. Yeah. It is going to, if this ban goes through, it is going to make so much more confusion. And what really scares me the most is now all of a sudden the DEA can come out and say that all these legitimate hemp products aren't legal anymore. And so it's just, I don't know, it's a mess. But all we can hope for is the best, and that things get changed before that happens, and then we go from there. Honestly, um, so. And again, there's a lot of states where there's a lot of stuff going on, and again, it's like it's so funny going back to this state is preparing for the worst in November if the federal ban goes through. And then the next headline is, this state is banning intoxicating hemp in this form or something. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. It continues to be super stupid. But the CBN market is strong. It's been CBN on its own has been over $100 million industry for the last couple, 3-4 years. And again, because it is so successful, it's getting such a good reputation, has a good reputation with its sleep aid. And I can give you a testament right now. I talked about I live on a boat. I just got a bunch of new neighbors, and they don't live on their boats. I live on my boat 90% of the year. But I just had a bunch of people move in from a different marina. They left the marina, and they all came over to my marina, or the marina, since it's not my marina. And, of course, I've befriended most of them. They're all good, great people, honestly. Very, very, it's been awesome having them as neighbors. But Christina mentioned she was having sleep problems, and I was like, try some CBD gummies. So I took her the sleep bites, the CBD CBN gummies that we sell, and I said, just try these, and see what you think, and we'll go from there. And it never fails. Maybe 1 out of 10 times does it fail that the person doesn't re-up when I do this. And of course, she is now, because they're doing for her what they want, what she wants them to do. She's going to continue to use them. And so, that's that CBN CBD combination, and it's becoming very popular with sleep aids. And I think we're going to probably see again. We might not see anything through major brands. If the federal ban, there may be a major brand out there that's already in Target or Walmart or something, possibly, that's a sleep aid with CBN in it. It's hard to say. But on top of that, in a completely different study, CBD provided significantly less agitation in hospice-eligible patients with Alzheimer's and other dementia. And this study was done by Libby. Libby is they're one of the big ones. So coming soon to a pharmaceutical drug near you, CBD. I think there's going to be no doubt in my mind, this may be the first Alzheimer's drug, because I can guarantee you that there is no doubt in my mind that Libby makes Alzheimer's drugs already. They have to. Hey, they probably wouldn't be doing the study if they didn't. And so what they will now do is they will figure out, how to reformulate or just add the CBD to whatever pharmaceutical they have, get FDA approval for it, bim, bam, boom. And once again, in the same sense, if you have an Alzheimer's loved one, and they will still take a capsule or eat a gummy, if you can, if you convince them to take a tincture, that's the best way. But the CBD alone is beneficial. The CBD alone would be beneficial. It would have therapeutic value. And there is no doubt, if I was to argue, we're seeing where CBD attaches itself to some of the parts of the brain that are inflamed and cause some of these. There's no way to stop Alzheimer's. If I don't know how, I'm not a doctor, but I do pay attention to these things, and I do more research than most people on random things, just because. And Alzheimer's, for one, I know quite a bit out because I had my step grandmother who lived with us for a little while had Alzheimer's. But anyway, I know that they're not looking for a cure. What they're looking for is as many things that can slow it down or possibly prevent it. If we can stop it from starting, that's the best case scenario. Right now, currently, we're showing that best case scenario is finding the things that slow it down. But on the other hand, we also need the things that help with the side effects that come along with it. And violence is a side effect of Alzheimer's. And so, the agitation thing is real. And we already know how good CBD is for calming anxiety and agitation, all those things anyway. So, makes perfect sense. Once again, the terpene geranol is showing to be highly effective with pain relief. So, now you want to go, if you use cannabis in any form, you want to go find that if you use it for pain relief, for sure, you want to go find that those cannabis cultivars, those strains that are high in geranol. It's GERANIOL. And once again, if you had CBD flower that was high in that, then you'd really be doing something. And I see this now. Once again, terpenes are something that we're just now starting to get a deeper understanding of their value in cannabis. Up until now, recently, we knew that they were responsible for the flavor, the smell, but we never really gave them any credit for what they can do therapeutically. Just like we haven't given any credit to any of the other cannabinoids because everybody thinks that they need these high percentages of THC.
Mhm.
And that's the whole absurdity of the marijuana industry to begin with. Instead of actually providing the customers with quality cannabis that are, utilizing all the parts of it, all the cannabinoids that we can get in there, all the terpenes we can get in there, then they're really just pumping it out with the high THC because everybody thinks that's what they need. But what we're now seeing, and we'll see how this actually, adapts to the Ohio market or the market itself, is that now that the older generations feel comfortable going and buying cannabis, they don't want that high THC stuff. They want sativas because that's better for the daytime. Has a better reputation for that. They don't want high THC. They would take some CBD in there. I mean, even if it's like 3 or 4%. Honestly, again, the terpenes that do what they want them to do therapeutically. So this, it doesn't surprise me. Once again, we're going to start seeing a lot more definitive research on the therapeutic value of terpenes. So in a type 2 diabetes study, it showed that tetrahydrocannabinol, cannabidiol, cannabigerol, and small amounts of CBD may help with glucose metabolism. Man. um, Metabolism. I don't know, man. My brain just like forgot how to read for a second. It's not a word you want to look at to try to pronounce. Anyway, metabolism, glucose metabolism. And again, this is on top of studies that I have reported before that showed that CBD has potential in itself in helping with diabetes, and of course, hemp hearts also shown to have benefits for diabetes. So. This is again interesting. They're looking deeper, once again, looking deeper into these cannabinoids. It's going to be interesting, and I have not looked or searched for a complete list of just the cannabinoids. I feel like it's growing daily, honestly. And that's the tetrahydrocannabinoids, that's the cannabinoids, and there's probably some other stuff out there. Either way, but the list is growing. And what I thought was interesting is I saw an article that said they trace back CBD to like 1898 or somebody, and for a long time they actually believe some people, some doctors and whatnot, believe that the CBD was what caused the side effects. And then, of course, they figured out it was THC, and then CBD disappeared again. Well, if this one doesn't get you high, you know, and so that's kind of how that all went down, I guess, which I think is also very, very kind of interesting because I did not know that history. I mean, I knew that CBD was one of the first cannabinoids that were identified, but I didn't know that it was possibly the first that was identified, and then given credit for the euphoric feelings of cannabis. And one more CBD. This has been a heavy CBD show today. Hope you're enjoying this heavy CBD high noon hemp show. CBD modulates the S7-NACHR receptor, which is a key target in neurological, neurodegenerative, and inflammatory disorders. And so again, now this might even be, now that I'm saying that, this might even be a follow-up to the other Alzheimer's study that I talked about a couple weeks ago. This might have been the receptor, because I remember those receptors were like, it's like some super bizarre names. But this may be yet another one that they found. And so, once again, endocannabinoid receptor system. Our brain has the endocannabinoid receptor system. So it's meant to take in cannabinoids and then decide where it needs them. Does it need it here for the pain? Does it need it here for the anxiety or whatever? Does it need it there for this or there for that? It runs all through. And, they get the CB1 and the CB2, which is the most popular ones that we talk about. Well, we're now finding that there are other receptors that, that are in the brain that work with the endocannabinoid receptor system. So, we're pinpointing these now, like with stuff like this, as to the specific place that can be affected by those cannabinoids in the body. And it's pretty much everything. I mean, again, I don't know how you can ask for a better design to take in nature like our brain is designed to take in cannabinoids. And again, it makes sense in the evolution of things, um, because I don't know, It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Rumor has it there's been over 200,000 hempcrete buildings built all over the world. That is a tiny amount, but that's a pretty big number still. And what you have to consider there is the first hempcrete building built in the world was built in 1988. And so that's only 40 years ago or so, is how new this industry is to construction. Um, and I will say that in the next decade, a quarter of that time it took that, we will have over 1 million hempcrete houses. And exponentially speaking, it could be 2 million. I mean, it could be huge because that's how this industry is working. Um, as far as the hempcrete construction material being used, um, one way or another. Zappos.com. I was just doing a kind of a Google hemp shoe search, and a bunch of stuff on Zappos popped up. Zappos.com, which is honestly a good resource to buy shoes. And originally I think they were shoes, but now they're clothing too. And so I got to Zappos, and then I just searched hemp in there, and everything that pops up first is clothing. And major brands, Prana stuff, and some other stuff. And then I put hemp shoes in, and it wasn't a whole lot. There was a lot, but there was one company that was selling, and they were actually, I have to say, pretty kind of cool looking. And, but these hemp shoes, they were like $300 a pair. But it was like an open weave, like they'd be great for a boat shoe or a summer shoe. But the average pair, men's and women's, was like $300. So, that's fashion footwear. But the fact that it exists in fashion footwear is a good thing.
Mhm.
Because we can only hope that trickles down into affordable footwear for the rest of us. Someone will hopefully knock those off, and when they do, it'll hopefully be real hemp, and we'll be able to get them for much cheaper. Not knock them off, make something similar but different.
Right.
I don't want a knockoff. I just want something similar that's different, that's not so expensive. And then there was some other reasonably priced stuff. So anyway, check out Zappos.com next time you're looking for some clothing, some hemp clothing or hemp shoes and the like. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close the show. I haven't done any recipes for a while. So I figured I'd just go ahead and bust out a couple recipes for everybody. This one is chili corn pie. So I am quite intrigued. I did not really look at it closely, but I tell you, chili corn pie does in fact sound really good. I don't know if I didn't even look close enough to see if it has meat in it. Not that I can't do whatever the meat is, I can substitute it as a vegetarian. So either way, if it does, you can substitute your vegetable based meat products for that. I'm still eagerly awaiting. Hemp Nut may be making a return. These are Hemp Nut recipes. I'm sorry if you just joined. I found my Hemp Nut recipe book, and I'm trying to get some of these recipes out there. And right now, again, anywhere where you see a hemp nut, so if it's hemp nut oil or hemp nut seed or anything, you can supplement with whatever hemp is appropriate. if it's the hulled seed, then that's all hulled hearts. What they call hearts now, basically, is kind of been the universal term for a shelled hemp seed is a hemp heart. And then the oil is just the oil. And so either way, there you have it. And the last one is, just sounds delicious because I love popcorn and I love caramel, caramel, however you want to pronounce it, caramel. And so, basically that's what this is: a little popcorn with a little caramel, a little hemp nut sprinkled on top, and that just to me sounds 100% delicious. Yeah, and I could easily. This one's a pretty easy one in my opinion. So it's a great way to get your, And again, here's the thing: you make popcorn, you sprinkle a little hemp seed on top of it, some hemp hearts on it. You're getting your hemp heart nutritional value. You can sprinkle it on anything, honestly. And it's not going to change the flavor of the popcorn that much or whatever you are sprinkling it on. Salad, nachos, it doesn't matter. A hamburger. You can put hemp hearts on just about anything. Oatmeal, anything. And get that beneficial value. In the morning, I do 3 teaspoons. It's basically 1 tablespoon, I believe. Every day. And then I usually sprinkle my hemp hearts on whatever I make for dinner. And so I'm getting that nutritional value. And hopefully it's staving off all those bad things that I don't want.
Right.
All right. There you go. I don't really have too many events. Now, first Tuesday in August, and we've got another week, and I'll get verification on this. Here's tonight. Here we go. There is the lineup for tonight, as you can see right in the middle. They listed me. I told him I was pretty clear. I was just Beach, no name. That was it. and I honestly, I'm not sure why he chose Beach Yep. And I don't. Maybe he went on because he would have had to go on Facebook. That's my
Right.
nom de plume on my personal Facebook page, which is public, and you can go and check out Beach Yep, and that's my personal page. Of course, I've got Hemptations Beach, which is my big entrepreneur page, and of course, Hemptations the store has a Facebook page as well. But anyway, there's the lineup. For tonight, if you want, I'm right there in the middle, which is so me. Again, what? Middle is average, and I want to be average.
Right.
I really do. I really want to be average.
Average is fine, as I say.
Just makes sense to me. And I've been, I have been average all my life. But,
Me too.
the average 6'5" intelligent basketball player is better than the average basketball player. The average, it's you have to look at, when I say I've been average and I accept being average, my average is not really average. Anyway.
Right.
I'm not bragging. That's just my life. Who I am. Yes. Anyway, so like I said, doors open at 6:30. I will probably be arriving around 7. The show starts at 7:30. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody's 5 minutes, and so it'll go quick. Honestly, that will be that. That'll be in the books.
There you
go. And like I was saying, the first Tuesday in August should be the medical marijuana meetup at Mad Tree. Starts at 8 o'clock. I'll get verification on that and talk about it on next week's show once that I do. Other than that, not much going on. And didn't have any questions. You have heard my thoughts. So I am going to go practice my routine as much as I can now. And we'll see you guys next week. Remember,
Indeed.
reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having temptations.
See y'all next week, and break a leg tonight, Beach.